right. What's going on, everyone? We are live. Welcome back. And today, I'm going to jump right into this, right as the title says, is I've been doing some thinking about the website and what we're designing for our creative agency. And let me just bring it up here. And this is kind of what we were going with. You know, you have the hero page, and then the work that we do. And then this was just going to kind of go into services and call to action. And then also have a work page and a services page, about page, contact us blog. Now, I've been thinking about this for quite a bit, in that it seems, well, I mean, I know this at every most creative services agency, web design companies, whatever, they kind of follow the same formula of what it is that, how the website is laid out and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to think about if there's a way that we could stand out from the crowd and a little bit, and also kind of get the message across for who it is that we're looking to work with and what it is that we can do for them. So bear with me here. This might be a shock, and you might completely hate it, which is totally okay. But I think it'll work, but we'll have to see. So anyways, I kind of switched it from this here to something more along the lines of this, where it's really almost writing like a letter to the potential customer, so that they could read it and kind of figure out if I'm going to be right for them. And I think the idea here is to really kind of play with their emotions and play with what it is that they might be struggling with. So I'll just go at the start here. And again, I just started kind of working this out, so there's still lots of work to be done in the layout, but here's kind of the gist of it, right? So someone comes onto the website, and again, too, I'm also trying to pair this with how I'm going to be marketing this website, or how I'm going to be marketing the work that I do. Probably, again, through LinkedIn, and whether that's news posts or blog posts or whatever. So people are going to be reading about things on LinkedIn, and then they could get to the website or what have you. So anyways, so it starts off, just you get to the website, hello, you're here because the world needs to know about your research. And again, putting yourself in the shoes of a researcher, right? So you maybe heard from me from who knows where, or from LinkedIn, or something that you've read online about us, and something resonated when you read an article about how to get more views on your research, or whatever, something similar to that, right? So they come down to the page and they say, they're hit with, you're here because the world needs to know about your research. Or maybe you want to maximize your chances of getting research funding, which is kind of one of the two things that we talked about that are pretty important for our potential customers. Let me just, let's go over here and let me move my face over a little bit here. Okay. So, but you've been struggling trying to get your message out there, right? So you're looking for these things, but you haven't really done it yet. So why haven't you? So maybe you don't know how to tell your story. That's why you want to hire someone else to help you do that, right? You feel like there aren't enough hours in the day. You're just overwhelmed, and you just have too many things that you have to do. You have no idea how to create a brand. And you're tired of, being taken advantage of and not getting the results. So you worked with other agencies or other people before who promised you the moon and delivered you cottage cheese, whatever the case may be. And then I just go, I've seen it all before, which is why I created Calvin. Our mission is to communicate the importance of your research to the world so that together we can make the world a better place. So that is the grand vision of why we do what we do, to just put it in there front and center. And we work with researchers like you to create impactful narratives that help you gain a competitive advantage in a highly dynamic and evolving academic landscape. So again, talking about how, making them be aware of the fact that we understand how, basically it's cutthroat in the academic environment. So you really have to hustle in order to get ahead. So we understand that it's highly competitive, and we want to work with you to gain that competitive edge, right? And then we just say we do this by turning complex science into clear narratives that people understand, building brands which create genuine connections between that create genuine connections between people or with people, between people, I think. Creating digital products which amplify your research impact and visibility. Maybe you want to add something else here. Anyways, so and then we get the call to action. If you want to learn more about how we can do this for you, I invite you sorry, let me put a comma. So I'm totally in the middle of this, which is why it's not very edited, or it's not edited very well. If you want to learn more about how we can do this for you, I invite you to reach out to me directly and start a conversation. And this is either just going to open up the mail or go to the contact form or something like that. And then one last kind of, poke here. You've dedicated yourself to advancing the boundaries of knowledge in your field. Let us work together to make sure your work receives the recognition it deserves. Right, again, poking at the wants and desires and the ego of the researcher and what it is that they're looking for. All the best, and then signature, and then my name. And then I was thinking about, so we had other things that we want to do on the website, right? We have like the work page and then the services page. But I figure we can just keep it kind of right here. So as you're scrolling down, we could just have a listing of the clients and the services. And we might want to put the services above the clients, because here with the clients, we showcase what we've actually done and what services we supported those clients with. But I wonder if we should have these services, if we have them ahead or above, because then we know what those services are. I think it's just splitting hairs here, but and I think what we can do, I kind of have them in alphabetical order here. So I just want to throw that in there because I know that's going to be part of it. I actually want to do one more here that I've just thought of. Right. Perfect. So, right. And then we have that. And then I was just going to throw in some testimonials and then the footer. And that's it. And the footer, I don't even know if it's going to have, and this is where I think we might want to have like news somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to put that. But anyways, all that being said, I'd like to know what you think about this, but I want to try something different, and I think this might be interesting to try to see how this works. All right, so let's go with if we go with services, all right, we know this needs to be 700. There we go. That looks good. The different services, I think we have the main text here, main text and services. I think we want 96 pixels to be the difference. Okay, this might play differently if it's on the spacing. We have to get the spacing right. I want them to kind of be the same, but we might have issues with that depending on the length of the characters. Okay, so services. Take this out here. Move that over. Clients and services. 96. Clients. Move over there. Oh. All right. services, clients. And I guess with these ones, we can actually have links to the actual websites. And yeah, and then testimonials. And we could do that very, where are our testimonials? Testimonials are right here. So let's grab a couple of those. And I think this can just be regular text. Need to change our color. I think that's our text color. And that's got to be 700. Yeah, just very, very simple. Very simple testimonials. Tupo, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. How you doing today? And why aren't my comments not showing up? Darn it. I gotta fix these one of these days to make sure that it works 100% of the time. Maybe 50% of the time it works 100% of the time. All right. So then we can have our testimonials, and then that's it. That's literally the website. And then we also have, we need to think about what we're going to have here on the header. And then we also want to think about how we're going to have like the blog. I think those are the only those are the only things that we need to figure out what we're going to do with. So is this going to work? That's the big question. That's the big question. If we go away from something like this, which is your standard kind of website, which has, you know, images for the work you've done, goes to the page, talks about what you've done, blah, 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 case studies, you know, looking like every other service-based industry out there? Or do we go something like this? Something completely different, really just trying to reach at the emotional heartstrings of our potential customers, of our potential clients, and speak to them in a way that resonates with them, makes them understand make them understand that we understand what their problems are, and that we're going to be the ones that are going to have the solutions for them. And if they ever did want some type of case study kit or something like that, I think what we should do, or what I should do anyways, is probably make one, but make one in like a PDF form, or even just make it here in Figma or whatever the case may be, and just be able to hand that to them when they're looking for like, hey, let me see your portfolio or whatever the case may be. All right, you're doing Tupo saying you're good. Here to learn something new. Cool, right on. Well, yeah, I'm here to learn something new as well too. Yeah, if you have if there's anything in specific that you want to learn about, please do let me know. But for what it is for me right now, it's you know, trying to experiment and figure out what's going to work the best thing to, you know, take our agency to that next level. And that next level is last year we made just under $100,000 Canadian in revenue. And obviously, I mean, our goal is to get to $1 million, but I think this year, although we're already in April, but this year I would, you know, my goal was to bump that up to $250,000 in revenue. So, but there's been a lot of planning and stuff that has been going on over the past 4 months. So I haven't really been able to actively go out there and try to find clients and customers. But if we get this website out the door, I mean, considering this new change, we can get something out the door. What is it? What is today? Today's Tuesday. Oh, for sure by the end of the week. And then we can start doing our marketing, which I kind of like that. Because that's always what's important. It's getting people to know who the hell you are. It's not having the flashiest website in the world. Because again, if no one sees your website, like nobody cares. All right. Okay, I like this. I think this is going to work. But we do want to be able to put in a blog, but we don't even have to worry about that right now because we don't have posts. But that's going to be very easy to fix. Well, maybe we can do something a little bit right now with it. Okay, first things first, let's finish off the testimonial. So we're literally just going to have this testimonial, and we're actually going to, let me go look at the team. Right, okay. So we're going to go, right. So we need to put the actual author and then their position. Okay, that didn't work. Let's do that. And let's go the position. I'm just copying and pasting. I'm trying to paste from the website. It won't let me. All right. Yeah. Let's go. She is the Chief Executive Officer and Scientific Director, the Ocean Frontier Institute. Did I spell that correctly? I don't think so. Institute. There we go. Okay, so that's the title of the person. All right, so we have that. How do we want to play off where the words are? I think just even right here is good. Okay, I don't think, do we want? Yeah, maybe we'll put their name in white. So basically what I'm having for the design in this, very, very simple. A dark background and light text, but then white text for either links which are underlined or even things that are just needing to be highlighted. Or we might do something different for links instead of white. Very, very, very simple. So comment from Tupo. Have just recently came across WEBFLOW. I've been meaning to ask how to start that as a beginner, since I want to make this as my core skill and potentially earn money like you do someday in the future. That's awesome. Well, congratulations. Yeah, WEBFLOW is it's a fantastic skill to have and something that is definitely going to be worthwhile to learn. And I think it does have a good path for earning revenue. So where to start? So I do know one thing that I want to do. So I don't know if you know this or not, but one of the things that I have been developing, sorry, let me just get it up here. One of the things I've been developing is this, oh, let me log out, stupid thing, is Pixel Pieces. And this is my own WEBFLOW component and template library. I don't know why I say templates. I don't have any templates yet, but there's definitely components, you know, which people can use and you can cut and paste them into WEBFLOW so you don't have to, you know, start from scratch. But what I'm wanting to do with this application in this software is I want to create a whole educational piece that goes along with it that I think you would kind of be like the perfect target person, where you're new to WEBFLOW and you want to know how to start as a complete beginner from number one, not only just learning WEBFLOW, but also learning how to, you know, be a freelancer or start your own company or an agency or whatever, and you know, how to get clients, all those kinds of things, and kind of wrap that up into one thing, you know, where it's just offered through Pixel. So I want to create that. So unfortunately, And like for me too, I think the whole thing is like for education, I just want to put that stuff out there for free. Just like, oh, here's a course you can take. It's free or whatever the case may be. Just log in and then here's all the courses that you can just take and then learn how to use Webflow, freelance, all that kind of stuff. But the thing is that I will say is that right now, I don't have that ready. So I don't have that content for you. In the future, I'd just be like, yeah, just go here and then away you go. Happy learning. So what would I recommend now? You need to ask how to start this as a beginner. So do you have any, the question I would ask is, do you have any experience with building websites like at all? Or are you completely new to websites? So do you know HTML? Do you know CSS? Do you know any JavaScript? Do you know any coding at all? Now I know that I'm in the right place. Cool. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So I ask you what your experience level is and what your skill is in coding in general, because that'll kind of guide in terms of where I can maybe suggest you go right now. But if you don't have any of knowledge of CSS and HTML, I would say see what you can find to learn about those basics and those fundamentals and learn about the building blocks of how websites are built with HTML and CSS, because that'll really help you get into, hang on a second. Where is Webflow? Yeah. Because that'll help you once you get into Webflow, it'll really help you understand what's going on here, like in the side panels here with all the style, because there's a lot that's going on here. And it can be overwhelming to someone that's new. And especially if you don't really understand how websites themselves are laid out, because it's basically, yes, this is a visual editor, but it also, you know, if you have that underlying fundamentals for how websites are constructed, it'll help you navigate the interface much easier. They have made some improvements in terms of things like layouts and things like that, but having the good fundamentals is super, super important, and I wouldn't skip it. Even if you're just more interested in the design aspect, it's still really important, especially if you want to be like I am, like a solo entrepreneur that's just doing everything from wireframing to building and then delivering a final product to a customer. You kind of have to know everything from A to Z. But where to learn that? I mean, if you're even just going on to Google and saying, hey, how to learn HTML and CSS, there's got to be a lot of free YouTube instructional videos that are out there. That'll be good places to start. And Webflow themselves, they have Webflow University. They have some pretty good videos on explaining the Webflow. And I do think they have like a certification thing you can take. I think it's free just to get certified. So there's different like videos you can take. And then you can take, like once you watch all the videos, you can take a class or a course like an exam. And then you can learn all that stuff. I'm a computer science student and web development is one of our key modules. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're way ahead of the game. So in that case, I mean, you just really need to get involved in Webflow. And the best thing that I could recommend doing is that if you have a project or if you know something that you want to do, or even just for practice, just get in there and start building something. Like being a CS student, you're gonna catch on to it pretty quickly. Again, they have great tutorials on Webflow, so you can work your way through those. But really just diving in and figuring out how Webflow works and how they have their little quirks and quirks, and then you'll be good to go in no time. Like it doesn't take too long. If you have the fundamentals, you're gonna be up and running in a day or two, honestly. And then I think it's just really getting down into the nitty gritty in terms of how you can maximize things for SEO and accessibility and all those kinds of things. So yeah, you'll be good to go. And I'll be building this thing in Webflow probably starting tomorrow. So probably knock it out in one day, I would imagine. I'm hopeful anyways. So you can stay tuned for that and kind of see how I work in Webflow and build it. And then you could say whether it's something that you want to learn from or not in terms of high build. Although I like to think I'm okay in Webflow. I mean, I would hope so. My whole business is based around it right now. Okay. All right. So back to this thing. What am I thinking? Probably, yeah, we want to make their name stand out a little bit, especially since a lot of the people that I have as testimonial people in the industry will know who they are. So that's important. I don't mind highlighting that. So I think we'll make that a little smaller, and maybe we can just italicize that. Just something like this. All right, this is, yeah. I'm not sure this is going to be exactly how I'm going to want it, but testimonial author. Space between. Yeah, that's even too much. Maybe indent it. No, let's keep it simple. This is very, very simple, very, very, very minimal. Shift A, put that in the frame, and this is just going to be testimonial or whatever, number 1. Okay. And the difference, I think I put it at 48 pixels. Right. Then we'll just copy this one. Right. I'll just bring one over because we don't need to copy all of them over for this. And where am I? Maybe I can even find it in here. Let's go to homepage. And okay, let's go this one here, and Figma, go back here and paste this in. All right, but we do need to change pixel now with Kelvin. Since we're rebranding a little bit, or like a lot. Pathfinder Academy. I love the idea of making Figma designs into something real by developing it in WEBFLOW. So I can say I'm learning two hand in hand. Yeah, 100%. I was the same way, at least in Figma. I just started learning Figma. I can't remember exactly what episode it was, but while I was doing this live stream, and it's proven to be a really useful tool. And they actually do have the plugin Figma to WEBFLOW, which I haven't used yet. And I don't know if I want to use it, to be honest. I'm so picky with my code. I like to make sure I build like everything, which is probably to my detriment because I mean, these tools are made to make our lives easier. But they have some, pretty impressive stuff. And learning how to use Figma and WEBFLOW is a really good 1-2 punch, because if you're working with clients and to be able to give something in Figma where you can have prototypes or whatever that you can share with them and they could actually comment on them and leave your feedback. And I think for the most part, it should be a lot easier to update something in Figma than it is to redo something or recode something up in WEBFLOW. So they do work hand in hand, which is really, really good. The more skill, the whole thing in life, it's all skill building. The more skills you can stack on top of each other, the more and more valuable you'll become as a whatever it is that you're doing. And then the more money you're going to be able to command at the end of the day. So, and the name of the game there is like time and patience and dedication to becoming as good as you could possibly be in your craft. So keep plugging away. And if you're a student and if you're just, like younger, I mean, just keep plugging away. And, like success is there for everyone to have. It's just a matter of putting forth the time and effort to get there. I mean, I shouldn't say that because not everyone puts forth the effort and then everyone's going to be like millionaires or billionaires. But I think, I think for the most part, I'm getting all philosophical here, but I think for the most part, if people put their minds to it and work hard at something, maybe they won't be millionaires, but they can certainly be able to put food on the table and live a better life than it is if you were just, working some minimum wage job for somebody else. So you might as well work hard trying to make something for yourself as opposed to working hard to make something for other people who don't even really care about you and your, and what happens to you. Just knowing that if you have another job and, your boss fires you or whatever, you're always being dependent on other people is just really annoying. Sorry, I'm totally rambling on a tangent here, talking about, kind of why I do the things that I do, and why I believe like being an entrepreneur and being the master of your own destiny is just so important. And I think more and more people should try to be on that boat. But I also understand that it's not for everybody as well. Okay, so we have our testimonials. Right. Do we need to worry about a blog right now? Should we put that in there? I think. Yeah, let's put it in here. So at least we can just have it, right? So what is this? Main text, testimonials, what people say. Let's put that in a group, Control G, and we're going to call this testimonials. And let's at least just put it under clients, and that's where it's at. Go header. Okay. And one thing I was thinking of, just thinking out loud here, in terms of services, a lot of these are maybe throwbacks or just holdovers from our initial offerings for what we were going to do in our creative agency and what we have done in the past over the past 2 years or so. But I wonder if some of them can be cut away considering the types of clients that we're going to want to get here. I don't know. I think I need to think about that to see what's going to make the most sense. Because data management is going to be a huge thing. Digital, of course, just making websites for people. That's going to be huge. Content can be big. I mean, this is all important stuff. So I think it's good for them to just be able to read it and kind of see the stuff that we can do. Right. Okay. So let's make our last section. We'll just call it blog because I don't know what else to call it. And I think that's a pretty descriptive name. Blog. So I think, how do we want to design this? So let me think. Give me my pencil here. So we can go by date. We can go by category. And then we also just want to have like the title. So I basically want to keep it consistent like this, where there's one thing on the right and one thing on the left. And because I'm thinking, well, let me just type it out here. Can I copy this? Let me copy this. Bring you down here. Go up here. Sometimes organizing Figma is like annoying. All right. Okay, blog. Okay, so we can have a category here. So say this is a category of funding. And then we have, let's copy one of these. Oh, don't go in there. And put you down here. Okay, and say Kelvin Studio helps Company X receive. Okay, this is totally making things up, but hey, this will be awesome. You can dream, can't you? Kelvin Studios helps Company X receive $50 million for 5 years of federal investments federal investment in whatever, in blah 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 blah, in revolutionary soil remediation. Okay. Federal investment and revolutionary. Okay. So that would be an example of a blog post. And this needs to be underlined because it is a link. And probably actually no period there. And I actually almost think I like the date better than the actual category. I mean, dates can get dated, obviously, but what if I, 2024 dot, I don't even know. I hate it when you don't know whether it's the year or the month. Something like that. Again, very clean, very minimal. Yeah, but let's just fix the date. Or do we just do my usual April, something like this? Right. I think that works. Although for whatever reason, I feel like, I guess we can play around with the date later. It's not critical to nail it down right now. Let's go Control G, put that in a group. The difference here, gotta make these the same, be consistent. This is another sample blog post that we've written. And maybe this one's earlier, so what's before April? March? Oh. There we go. Okay. Well, what happened to this thing? Okay, we have that, and let's just do one more just so we can see what things are going to look like here. 23. A final blog post in this Figma design to see how everything is going to look. Okay. So that's the blog section, but we also then right at the end, like read more. Read all posts. I don't even know if I want that. I'm trying to keep things as super minimal as possible and thinking that, you know, when someone goes to the blog and they go onto one article, there's going to be like a next, a previous, and a next. But then I think we should still have like all, right? So I think, so all posts. I think we just have it very simple, clean and elegant, just like this. All posts. And where is that? It's over here. Let's bring you in there. Okay. Group 15 in this one. Yeah, too much. 48. There we go. All right. So that's looking pretty good. Oh, hang on a second. And then the footer. I think I want to do two things on the footer. Number one really is just going to be, actually, I think it's just going to be like the copyright. Let's throw stuff on here. Copyright. I think it's alt 0269. No, what's the alt code for copyright? Alt 0248. No, that's not alt. That's not copyright. Alt 0169. There we go. Copyright 2024. I think I want to have, also want to have the name, just Kelvin. Copyright. Or maybe this is here. I'm not exactly sure. Hang on. I have something. I'm thinking something here. Let me work this out here. Get all the pieces in place. Control G. I'm just gonna call this footer. And I basically want to have like a newsletter. And so how do we play that out? I think it's going to be pretty simple. I think we're just going to throw in a line. 150 pixels. Color, yeah, white. Right, what should we say? Do we need to say anything? Do we even want that in the footer? I don't think it plays, actually, now that I'm looking at, or now that I'm thinking about how this site is. I think that'll work well in like the blog section. Yeah, I think so. So then what do we even want or need in the footer? Because the only pages, I mean, there's going to be, I think, maybe just the get in touch button, right? Like the contact us. Even then. How do we do this? So I do know what I would like for the footer. I think I would just like it to be in a darker box on the bottom. So let's maybe do that right now. Something like that. And let's take this guy, move this up to here. And then we have everything that was in this footer. Let's bring it up and also above there. All right, so this is footer background right there. Maybe it should just say copyright Kelvin 2024, something like that. Oop. And let's take a look at our text. We actually want this to be smaller, just regular, and lighter. Maybe we just do have blog and contact. I don't even know. I guess I'm thinking it in my mind that if people are going to be coming to this site, oops, sorry, kicking the camera here. If people are going to be coming to the site predominantly from the stuff that they see from me in social media, from our marketing, from what our marketing campaigns are going to be, they should have an idea for who I am. And are they going to need things in the footer for them to be able to navigate the site? I mean, if they land here, the idea is to read this and then go directly into the call to action, which is reach out, form that initial connection. That'd be really great too. Once I get an actual video here, that'd be really nice. And then listing the services, client, blah, blah, blog. And I wonder, maybe I should have one final call to action here at the bottom. I think maybe that'll be good. If I have that other call to action or a final call to action. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, again, this isn't a crazy sales page, right? It's not like someone's buying, a pair of shorts for $29.99. I mean, these are big ticket, $25K plus contracts that we're going to be looking for. I'm thinking. I'm thinking as clean as possible. Like even this starter project is kind of bugging me because it makes it look like a traditional website. Header auto layout. Let's go there for a second. Right? Like imagine you just come here and this is the landing page. This is all you see. And it's like you just read it and like, okay, well, reach out. Sound good? Let's reach out. And that's it. Then you scroll down, then you can go a little bit more. Okay, well, this is the services, you know, here are the clients I've worked with, what I've done with them. Here's what they say on the blog. I don't know where the blog should go. If the blog should go up top, I think I like it almost where it is now. And then actually, you know what we can do? We can just say, all right, here's what we'll do. I think this will play nicely. Oh, I already have a contact thing there. It's funny. Footer. Move this whole footer background here, please. All right. You go down more. Oh, blog and contact. That's footer stuff too. Okay, I'm thinking to just have something ready to start a project. Click here to start a conversation. Like literally just as simple as that. And I think this one, we're going to put that right like that. And 96. Perfect. Ready to start a project? Click here to have a conversation with us. Super, super simple. And then these things here can go away. And just have our copyright. Actually, can we... 96, there we go. You go up. There we go. And that's the site minus the blog. The blog post, of course, is going to be, it's going to be Kelvin, and then it's going to have blog, the heading, and then it's just going to go in with the actual content and the text. And then people can just read. And then at the bottom, there'll be previous, a next post, previous post, next post, and a subscribe to the newsletter form as well. We'll put it on there. And we might find that we're going to want to put it somewhere more prominent, but for now, I think we'll just keep the homepage as clean as possible. I mean, building a list, I think it's going to be important, but I don't think it's going to be as important as the marketing that we're going to do to get clients. And again, when we're thinking about this project or this agency, is that right now we can only handle maybe, I would say probably between 4 to 8 clients a year right now. If it's just me, yeah, probably even 4. Yeah, 4 would be fine, because that's one every 3 months. Yeah, it's like I can anything more than 2 at a time. That's when it gets a little bit more complicated. So between 8 and 12, I guess I would say I'd be able to handle on my own. And if we're looking at 25,000 each times 12, just look at a little calculator here. So say that's the cost or how much I receive. So that's 300. So I could probably handle that on my own. But again, depending on what a client wants, there's going to be external people that I'm going to have to bring in, and that I would love to bring in anyways, to help us do better work. So, okay. I would really love to hear your feedback and what you guys think about this. Again, I think this is different. I think it's a little bit more unique. Again, maybe we have to fall back to something like this, but I think I really want to focus on promotion and marketing. Forget about so much about what the website looks like, and then see if we get clients. And if we can get clients, then we can, once we have a few and we get some money and we get established, then we can worry about creating a really fancier website that has like all the bells and whistles that showcases the stuff that I actually really want to do. Because here I want to have really cool animations and stuff going on in the background here that has like equations or shit, whatever, just kind of floating through the space here, and having some really nice animations and some whatever, I don't even know, like just like moving pictures. I don't know if it's videos or just things that are animating here in terms of like logo reveals and all that kind of stuff in this portfolio section, and really make it look really, really, really nice. But I just, again, if I can do it for a client, no problem. But I don't have the time to do it for me per se right now, because again, I don't think that that's what's going to stop me from getting clients right now. That's not the number one thing that I need to be working on, because it's not really going to help me make more money, not at this stage of the game. So I like this, and I think, let me know what you think about it, and if you think it's going to work, and if you think it's not going to work, and I'd love to hear the reasons why. But we're going to stick with it for now anyways. So what we're going to do is we're going to reconvene here tomorrow, and tomorrow we're going to take this design and we're going to jump right into WEBFLOW, and then we're going to build this out, and we should be able to build this out in a day. Well, I guarantee we can build it out in a day, and we can have the website like live and just like ready to go. And then we can start creating the things that we want to create, or start marketing in the way that we want to get people on board. And I think one of the first things that we're going to do is probably get the website live and send it off to people in our kind of sphere of influence, or our circle of friends, or whatever you want to call it, the people that I know that are in academia, and get their feedback on what they think, and where we can go from there. Maybe give some suggestions, or some just get some feedback and see what happens. All right, so I think that's going to be really good to do. So yeah, actually sending it out to people and seeing what their feedback is going to be, I think it's going to be really insightful. So that's going to be, looking forward to that. So we'll get to that. We'll build tomorrow, send it out tomorrow, and I guess tomorrow's Wednesday and Thursday. And then by Friday, we should have something out the door. And then maybe Monday, we can start our whole marketing campaign and stuff like that. So that's going to be good. So Tupo saying, this was really insightful. Thanks, man. You're welcome. I'm glad you got value from it. And welcome anytime. I live stream every day, Monday through Friday. The times are a little bit, all over the place. But I definitely do stream every Monday through Friday. So welcome back anytime. And I appreciate all the comments and the interactions. And if you ever have any questions, just by all means, feel free to ask me anything. All right. So that's it for me. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.